Hello, it's the 28th of April 2015, and this is Nair from MHA 603 talking to you about how to conduct exit and stay interviews for your company. During this episode, I will discuss the objectives and outcomes of this process, the definition, purpose, and advantages of exit and stay interviews, and what are some suggested questions that can be asked in exit and stay interviews. The definition of an exit interview is a meeting with a terminating employee. It is generally conducted by staff from human resources. Exit interviews will provide your company with the opportunity to obtain feedback that is honest and frank from an employee who is leaving. The exit interview feedback is useful for companies to improve and to develop. The exit interview is also an integral component in your employee ending process because of the information obtained can improve your company. At the beginning of the interview, you will need to assure the exiting employee that his feedback is confidential. The employee will then be comfortable as the interview progresses. It is only reasonable to expect that the employee worry about burning bridges and leaving with a less favorable impression if they speak honestly in the exit interview. The goal in conducting an exit interview is therefore to create an environment in which the employee trusts that his or her feedback will be used to improve the company. Here are some examples for an exit interview. What are the reasons that made you start looking for a new job? Why have you decided to leave the company? Or have you shared your concerns with anyone in the company prior to your decision? What was the response? And finally, a good question to be, was a single event responsible for your decision to leave? At an exit interview, you can also obtain an understanding of the positive aspects of employment within your company. As a manager, you will want to use the information that you receive in an exit interview to retain critical employees and also to improve your workplace. So what is a stay interview then? Human resources expert Susan Heathfield said, the stay interview is preferable to an exit interview because in a stay interview, you ask current employees why they continue to work for your organization. At exit interviews, it's invariably late to identify and try to solve problems. The results of a stay interview will give you, as a manager, the knowledge about what your organization can improve and how you can retain and maybe value your remaining employees currently. A manager will also learn what your company is doing well when employees identify what they like about their current job. The stay interview is therefore an opportunity to build trust with employees and a chance to assess employee satisfaction that exists in a company. So stay interviews is better than employee satisfaction surveys, for example, because they provide a two-way conversation and a chance to build a rapport between manager and employee. Stay interviews also deal with immediate concerns like employee happiness. To further assist you, you can ask employees for more information to understand their view. This open dialogue will be a great advantage for a manager. It is important, therefore, that the company trusts employees with open communication. Otherwise, the exercise of having stay interviews might be a waste of time. What's even more damaging is that employees give bad answers that will have you make wrong decisions. It must be noted that employees will be looking forward to stay interviews for the manager to make changes as a result of their participation. The manager must be committed to make these changes and to give credit to the ones suggesting them. The managers will gain trust in that manner. The stay interview should be conducted by the employee's manager. Human resources staff can help with difficult interviews, but the stay interview should encourage open communication between an employee and his manager. The manager is the person who can most readily have an impact on the employee's everyday working conditions. So how do you ask stay interview questions? Start your stay interview with general, easy to answer questions. As the general interview progresses, you can ask tougher questions after the ice has been broken. Select the questions that appear to have the most use for your company. The stay interview should take around half an hour to an hour, nothing more than that. When a manager asks an employee to participate in a stay interview, do not ask the employee if he is planning on leaving the company. This goes back to the trust factor again. The employee might get offended that the manager asked the question. Be careful not to underestimate how employees feel in a company. You may agree or disagree with the views expressed, but they are the current reality of the employees who are participating in the interviews. Stay interviews will help you accomplish the fact that companies want to retain their best employees. Here are some examples of a stay interview question. What do you like most about your job and work in our company? What do you like least about your job and work in our company? What would it take for the company to earn a 10 in your mind? Having the scale 1 to 10, 10 being the best. How well does the company focus on producing a quality product for customers? So some questions are personal and some questions are for the benefit of the company. So finally, having an exit and stay interview are never easy, but hopefully, after one has been discussed, one can see that the exercise is needed if managers want the company and its employees to be progressive and leaders in this industry. Once again, this is Nair, and thank you for listening.